You can feel how you want and still get killed for saying how you feel. Love don't mean that you won't feel indifferences and feelings. And although most are better kept to yourself, some do need attention, because holding them in could very well be the reason for ongoing and repetitive relationship issues. Your spouse can't understand you when you don't even try to make it easier for them to understand you. Dancing around your true feelings won't satisfy anyone in that situation, simply because you're too afraid, you're humiliated to admit how you truly feel, and now they gotta dance around your misguided feelings because of you not being 100% and saying what it really is. Some things, if said, it may cause a big fight, and some may lead to breakups, but it'll seem like it'll be more relieving to clear your conscience and be straight up and let whatever it's gonna be what it is. More time than not, someone who really wants to be with you will respect your honesty and at least give them a chance to make changes and sacrifices and feeling like you're confusing them and angering them while being so emotionally misled. It's extreme feelings that one won't admit that may just be personal problems that they need to examine what might be wrong with them and their mental health, as people with mental issues do try to get in relationships with people and their thoughts, their actions, and intentions are impure. What this leads into is arguments and fights and bottled up negative feelings that be one-sided sometimes and probably shouldn't even be brought into a relationship, especially if one ain't courageous. And all it takes is one to not be courageous enough to express themselves honestly. You don't have to tell everything, but you should at least be able to sort out negativity in your mind properly, or seek from an outside source, a proper source, if you aren't comfortable expressing this to your partner. Otherwise, you risk reflecting confusion and inflicting wounds on to someone who doesn't understand why you cutting so deeply. Your spouse is not only your other half, they're also a person. And the person in them just may make them secretly be jealous of your status, your current accomplishments and achievements, your mind, and a host of other things they take notice to that doesn't align with or involve them indirectly. Envy is another killer, because they may not be jealous in particular, but secretly feel away because of what you can do that they can't. Wherever there's an imbalance in lifestyles, there is sure to be some internal sneak dissing. Relationships suffer from jealousy of all kinds, including financial, career, parenting, family, and personal intelligence differences. You may feel it, but they'll never admit it. The worst personality trait ever, and the most common enemy in any relationship, is the lie, and the liar that tells it. You'll never meet a spouse that openly admits to being a liar, because they can't blow their cover when they still have more lies to tell. They wonder why you never believe them, or their stories just make no sense. And that's because there's a lie lying down somewhere in that story. The person that starts lying will always have to lie to keep the lie going without exposing that real truth. As long as they know or feel like you can't prove it, they continue lying about it until the truth reveals itself. Or at least until you get tired of dancing around in the web of lies. One thing about liars is that even if you uncover the truth, they'll take steps to make you think you're wrong, that you're a liar, that you crazy. Liars are so dangerous, it's no wonder they'll never want you to play the hero and rescue that truth. The scary part about your spouse knowing everything about you is they also know exactly what they can do to mislead you or hurt you. And if you think they won't, think again. If you think they already haven't sank you before, you'll sink again. Rumors to turn you against people, provoke you into risky behavior, identifying your weaknesses to play on them later. Impulsive and compulsive lies, mind games for negative reactions, and even sneak attacks they blame on others to cover up who's the real culprit behind planning are just a few ways that they bring you down. Even if you suspect that your spouse may be behind the scenes, you never have enough courage to call out the director. And even if you did, they just make you feel like a dumb actor for having the audacity. It could have been a honeymoon love last night or last week, filled with optimism and beautiful plans for the future. But if the two of y'all break up today, the entire time there is no good communication or any at all, the spouse will surely turn those honeymoon thoughts into a nightmare present. They want all bad for your future, and preferably near future, so they can witness it all with a smile, with laughter. There's nothing they enjoy more than for anything severely to go wrong with you or take a left turn in your life that brings you to your knees. And it's even better if the heat is too hot for you and you happen to need them down to that pot with you. The second y'all get back together, back to the honeymoon love and beautiful plans, like they will never imagine the moment that a tree fell on your brand new car and you ain't even have insurance yet. Nothing suspected or password protected. Your spouse will remember the name, and if you do one thing wrong, they will entertain. You better stay alert when they mention how they're not afraid to leave or lose you, when they're too invested in their phone time, especially on platforms, social media, shaking, nervous, ask to see anything in their phone, not letting their phone even come out their sight, and seeming to get more and more detached from you than they usually are. There's a chance that they stacking up on options. No real need to worry though. These options consist mostly of no-label canned goods in the cabinet. They may keep thinking that they need them, but they have no idea what's inside or if it's any good. So stacking up options, that's a less severe form, but they keeping them in the pocket to make them feel like they still got it. This one applies to men and women, but in different ways. Women want all your focus on her kids only, whether they're yours too or not. They despise your relationship with your kids because it takes away from her and hers. She may not like the kids' personalities or their mothers. She definitely hates you to have a relationship with the mama. You have a financial obligation that she hates because it takes away from the household. You also do the most unbelievable, audacious, reckless, hurtful, uncaring, destructive, and mindless thing ever, and love your other kids and treat them accordingly. She calls this unfair and different treatment than you treat her rural kids for your peasant ones. Men are different circumstances. They just don't like your kid. They don't like the daddy. They don't like your relationship with their daddy, or want them anywhere around for real. They just tolerate them because they're there and can't go anywhere else. The love usually grows on them eventually, but it starts out fake sometimes, and it's only to keep mama's love. I want you to think it's all good and this is for us. When everything is going fine, you supposed to feel like y'all in a shared world and the two of y'all are equals. But this is a fairy tale, love. They really think they do everything by themselves, have more than you, make more than you, do more than you, and are just overall better than you. Your spouse sees everything you do while loading up their weapon with what you don't do. The secret comparisons and competition has entered you in a race you weren't preparing to win or lose. And when you thought y'all were equal partners, but hear about who has what and not from time to time, you're dealing with a pedestal potato, a tall horse rider, a glory snatcher, a soul survivor. You'll never be better than them, but they won't tell you that. And if you ever were better than them in their mind, they hate you. Misfortunes happen from time to time. It's common, and it'll bring you to your knees. And when your spouse has been seeing you climb higher and higher, so high they feel like they lost or are losing you, they absolutely love when you come down forcibly. Anything that humbles you and makes you need them is perfect when one is losing control of a winner. It's easier to get you to recognize their support, love, and care when you're down. You actually listen when you're down. You also feel like a fool and helpless and vulnerable when you're down. They didn't want you up so high anyway, as they dab a towel on your wounds with a smile on their face. Anything that makes you happy and or feel special, for example, your birthday, celebrations of achievements, gifts you receive, praise you get, accomplishments that you're proud about, prizes you won, promotions, higher status, better pay, a better job. So much more puts a frown on their face and a problem in their gun. They had to throw an attitude or start a fight anytime you are happy about something that didn't involve them being the one to make you happy. But hey, happiness is a controlled emotion. So if you allow someone to ruin your happiness, that's your fault, right? Everyone has feelings, and you sound like a jackass saying you don't care about your spouse's feelings, wouldn't you? But do you really care? Or do you only care when they aren't indifferent feelings about you? Spouses who believe they're always right or get offended easily, regularly, and naturally disregard their spouse's feelings and only want theirs to be heard and felt. These kinds of toxic people rarely get closure to ongoing issues because they're so one-sided, believing only how they feel and what they say matters, while not realizing that the total disregard doesn't remove the way their spouse feels, and it keeps the same issues in rotation. It's never gonna matter about you when it's me, me, me. Everyone is using one another and everyone is being used. Wouldn't it be interesting if we knew exactly what it was we're being used for, though? Won't happen, though. People are too dark to reveal their intent and walk you through that sort of light. They might need a parent for the child, the financial stability you could provide, to combat loneliness, to escape a bad relationship, a rebound, a person of your status, and all sorts of agendas. They'll never tell you if they know it'll push you away or discourage you. And they better not tell you if they don't want you to see a goal line and not do more for longer. This inadmission is probably the only one on this list that is okay, because if everyone knew what exactly they were needed for in relationships, they wouldn't last or mean much, because they'd be too conditional. Your spouse may love you, but don't like you that much. They may want to be the passenger in another car, but the doors are locked and they're stuck in yours. That doesn't stop them from looking out the window at other drivers in better looking cars and wishing they were in it. These desires are confusing to the partners because they lead to too many mixed signals and weird attitudes that leave no real explanation. Even the person feeling it doesn't want to feel that way when they know they are in no position to execute a plan to ruin what they have for the unknown. They'll never admit they desire anything other than you, but are sure to make you constantly feel unworthy enough and less than the illusion they have in their mind until they rid themselves of that personal problem.